What's going on, guys? This is Len from TechShift, and today I want to talk to you guys about the T-Mobile Blackberry Z10. Now, this is just the first impressions of the phone, so sorry if this video is a little short, or who knows, might be like a 20-minute video. Let's see where it goes. But yeah, keep in mind that a full review will be coming up shortly, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, let's get to it. Oh, first of all, I want to give a shout out to my partner on TechShift, Seth, and his brother Vod for getting me this phone as a gift. Big shout outs to them. I love the phone. Thank you very much. Big shout outs and big thumbs up to them. Thank you. So, I would like to start off by saying that I'm trying not to bias this review in any way, but no matter what review I'm making, there will always be some sort of bias because chances are I'm coming, like if it's a phone review or a phone first impressions like this, I am coming from a different phone, and I was using the Android Galaxy Nexus for a while, so I have a bias now from coming from Android to the BlackBerry platform. Now I've used BlackBerry before and I loved it, but your opinion on a phone always changes to what you're currently using. So, I just got this phone like 2 weeks ago, so I'm used to everything Android has to offer. So I'm trying to sway away from any biases, but yeah, if it comes up, then that's exactly why. Now, yeah, I've used iPhone and then I've used Windows Phone, so every time I switched over, I've always noticed that I'm always thinking to myself, damn, I wish I had this feature from this phone, and it sort of biased my opinions to the device that I was using, the phone that I was using. And yeah, just keep that in mind. So I want to first talk about the build of this phone. It's really, really solid. Now, it's plastic and it has like a rubberized feeling in the back, if you can see that. But it feels really nice and really sturdy. I actually like this over the iPhone 5. Not like arguably the design looks sort of similar, but I like the rubberized back because I don't really like using cases for my phones because alright, it adds a little bulk, and even with like the slimmest case available, it takes away, I don't know, the beauty of the phone. Like you buy a phone not for its looks, but if you're looking for like a sleek phone, you get it because it's sleek and it looks nice. You don't want to put it in like a case. You want to put it in a case to protect it, but I personally just don't like using cases. If so every now and then I'll put in like a little sleeve or something, but for the most part, I'm just using the phone as it is. And I have, change in my pocket sometimes, something, little things, and I noticed that there are no like nicks or anything on the back because of course it's rubber, you won't get anything. But I did have, like, I've seen my friend's iPhone 5 and I've had the iPhone 4, and every time I put something in my pocket, like, it would always get scratched up. And his iPhone 5, because it's like aluminum in the back, tons of scratches. Now, that's a whole different phone, but yeah, in comparison, this is, I don't know, I like the rubber back and I like the feel of it. It feels nice, the whole having the rubber back thing, and it feels sturdy, it feels solid. I don't feel like it's gonna break apart in any way. So the next thing I want to talk about is battery. Now, I've had mixed impressions on the battery. Overall, great, but when I first got it, it was only lasting me about 7 to 8 hours, which from a touchscreen device in today, it's not too like, it's not bad, but it's not gonna last me the entire day if I'm going to class in the morning and work at night. But recently, I was pushed an update, and it was to fix battery life, and it said battery life, but I wasn't really sure if it was really gonna do anything because you know how a million updates are. You read it and you're like, oh, improve bugs, and nothing. You don't really notice anything get fixed. But in this case, I have noticed a huge improvement. I am able to take this phone off the charger 8 a.m. and by 11 p.m. I'll still have about 40% battery life left. And this is personally, I'm using it with like 6 email accounts, browsing the web, texting, emailing back and forth, again, listening to music, all the above. The battery, pretty solid, pretty solid. I want to talk about how fluid the device is. Now, when you first get the phone, it is a little awkward to use. You know, going from app to app, using the multitask features, getting to your hubs. It's not hard in any by any means, but it takes a little bit to get used to because I don't know, when I first got the phone, this is gonna sound ridiculous, but when I was, you have to swipe your finger up and to the right if you want to get to your hubs, but I don't know why my finger was too close to the right, and if that's the case, you can't slide it and slide the hubs out. And I know that's a little pet peeve, but that was my first impressions, and I let my friends use it, and they kind of understood what I was talking about, because you really have to have your finger right in the dead center of the phone to get to the hubs, which it's not a big deal, but it's just something that I've noticed. But the phone itself is fluid. I have had no lags whatsoever. Everything I've done on this phone, from listening to music, listening to the radio stations, to checking the maps out, everything just smooth and fluid, which is how a phone should be. And what's next? Let's see. So I want to talk about emailing on this, because that was probably the main reason my friend got me this phone, because we run this Tech Shift website. We do YouTube videos, and we really need to keep in contact with you guys. We really need to keep in contact with comments that we get on the site. And the Android Galaxy Nexus, it wasn't really cutting it for email. Like, it's pull email, so I'd get 5 emails at once every 6 hours. Or even if I set it to an hour, it gets there late, if it even gets there. But with the Blackberry, I have 6 or 7 emails up, and I get them immediately, all of them. So that's amazing, and it doesn't really compromise battery too much. I noticed that with my last phones, all of the phones that I had previous to this, that having an extra email account really takes a toll on battery, which I don't really have to worry about with the Blackberry Z10. When it comes to text messaging and calling, amazing. Of course, BBM is great. Text messaging, no problems there. And calling, of course, it's a phone, so its main feature should be, arguably, I guess, because I don't really call too much, but it should be like the main feature of a phone to be able to call, because that's what a phone should do. But calling, the call quality is amazing. Well, I can't say amazing because I haven't really used it too much, but it's been really good from what I have used it. And what I do like about the phone is, if there is ever a time where I don't have signal and I get a call from someone, I won't hear it because the phone's doesn't have any signal, and I missed the call, whatever. But when I leave the building that I'm in and I do get service afterwards, it does show up that I have missed the call. I've noticed when I've used the Galaxy Nexus that, again, in the same situation, I'm in a room with no signal, I get a call, I won't see that I have a missed call, so later down the road I'm getting in trouble by so-and-so, like, why didn't you pick up my phone call? And I'm like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Look, it doesn't have anything about having a missed call. And, it's nice to have this, like, the feeling that I'm not missing anything with the Blackberry Z10. And that's probably it for now. Web browser, smooth, everything's great there. All your basic functionality here, YouTube, all your social medias, etc. It's all there. It all works well. Ooh, there's something I do want to talk about when it comes to apps, though. That the App Store is very limited. That BlackBerry World App Store, it is limited now. I didn't think this would be a problem at first because I've heard it countless times before. Like, the App Store is really limited. But now that I actually have the Blackberry Z10 with Blackberry 10, I notice the limitations, because sometimes I really am looking for a basic app and they don't really have it. Like, I have Bank of America as my debit card, and I want an app for it. and they don't have that. They don't have Pandora. Of course, there are always third-party apps, which works almost very, very similar, if not the same. So yeah, that's always there, and it's good to have because instead of Pandora, I have something called an app called Apollo, and it works pretty well. But again, the App Store is limited for now, of course, for now. But in the future, I'm hoping that it will expand. It will, of course, expand, and it's not necessarily BlackBerry's fault. I guess it's more the app developers not pushing it. But yeah, I don't. At the same time, I may sound contradicting. At the same time, I don't really, I don't really need too many apps because what the phone does offer me from start is pretty much exactly what I need. I just need a phone to make a phone call every now and then, to keep in contact with my friends, text them, to get emails from professors, to get emails from you guys, to respond to you guys in a timely fashion. And excuse me, I'm always burping in these videos. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for now. And this video came out to be about 11 minutes. But yeah, that was my first impressions on the... Oh wait, before I finish, the keyboard. That's something I want to mention. Now, the keyboard itself, it's really good, but I do have an issue every now and then. Say I'm typing like a sentence like a dog ran across the street or something like that. I noticed that if I'm getting close to the M key or the N key, it strikes the period button. So often my sentence would be duh, period, dog, period, duh, some period. And I thought it was just me like mistyping at first, but it's just when your finger's that close, it's just the phone thinks you want to click the period button. And it's not gonna happen all the time, but it does happen. It does happen. But other than that, the keyboard, it's still really nice. The smart type feature, when you swipe the words up, I haven't really used it too much because, well, I guess I'm not really used to it yet, but I have tried to put it to work, and I just noticed my texting I'm better off just texting the word out, because it takes like a second to read it and then figure out what you want to do, swipe it up. And it's cool to have the feature there, but for me, I just don't really use it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this first impressions. And again, Blackberry Z10 by T-Mobile. Hope you guys enjoyed this semi-long video. Thanks again.